became the king of the water and controlled all the water in the world. He brought forth springs to animals and plants, rain to crops, gentle waves to the oceans, and contributed to the world's prosperity. He became the king of the sea and created gentle waves for sailing and enriched the world's fishing grounds. People praised him as the guardian of the ocean and used his image on the bow of their ships to ensure a safe voyage. He became the king of groundwater and assumed the shape of a dragon. He made sure that all living beings had access to his bounty. After the test, he became a merman with iridescent scales and a strong silk-like tail. His mission was to serve as a messenger between the Water King and the people, and he committed himself to this task. He endured arduous tests, but failed to become a king. However, to reward his efforts, he was given a spell that allowed him to call on the kings. It was said he could communicate with all kings using this spell, and that he helped many people in this way. it became known as a beautiful and peaceful city on the water, with gondolas gracefully gliding across the clear blue harbor. The city was said to be paradise on earth, and that a one-day trip there could add 3 years to one's life. He named an infant water dragon, Titan, given to him by the Water King, and raised it with compassion, as if it were his own child. They cooperated with each other to punish all villains, thus keeping the country peaceful. After becoming a baron, he never loitered around his castle, but traveled the open seas, leading his own fleet. He reaped great profits through trade, diplomacy, and guarding the seas. It was said the people revered this most unusual baron and united behind him to develop the country. The town's thriving port brought in rare foreign goods that attracted people to the town. The town developed into a great and unique entertainment area. One after another, men flocked to enjoy the fleeting pleasures. After the test, he turned into a pirate because of his love for the sea. Even so, he only pirated the ships of villains who made their money through questionable means and never touched the ships of good people. After the test, he recorded his extraordinary experiences in a saga and traveled through many lands as a minstrel. This saga is still beloved and has been handed down as one of the greatest heroic legends. All types of entertainment were available in the town. However, the people were never satisfied with them, and money was spent to find more and more excitement. One realized the ominous fate that awaited this gorgeous city. After the tests, girls chased after him, and merchants brought all kinds of rare treats to him because they were keenly interested in hearing stories of his unique experience. He was no longer the man he used to be. Now, he was nothing but a playboy. Now that the goal of becoming king had vanished, his mind became empty. Neither the warm sunlight nor people's happy smiles could satisfy him any longer. At last, he left for places unknown, seeking out new hopes and dreams. The sky cries and the wind howls. The waterway, which had been vital to the city's prosperity, draws everything into its destructive whirlpool. Trees are uprooted and debris flies through the air. The city is lost forever, and in the face of chaos and despair, the people can do nothing except pray. It is a surreal landscape. A black mass rises from the sea far offshore and races toward the city with unbelievable speed. The mass turns into a wall of water that swallows the city, known as Shangri-La on the sea, leaving nothing but floating debris. He became king of the land. The land he ruled brought forth much fruit and imparted energy to every living thing. It is said, this place became a paradise. He became king of the harvest. He is said to have nurtured and provided bountiful harvests to every creature on earth through his wisdom and compassion. The netherworld is the place where the spirits of the dead rest in peace. He became king of the netherworld and is said to embrace and confer peace upon all the spirits gathered in his land. His mission was to serve as a priest. He was respected by the people as a wise man, while at the same time he trained himself and devoted himself to the world's prosperity. he became an archbishop and found a way to live in a manner consistent with his faith. It is said that he reassured those who worried, gave lessons to the arrogant, hope to the sad, and guided the people with his love and benevolence. The country's fertile land bore much fruit. It is said the people worked hard and lived happily, and that the country was always prosperous. After the test, a celestial gave a magic sword of light to Alex because of his unequaled swordsmanship. Alex appreciated the celestial's gesture and swore an oath to use all of his power to serve him. He was praised and became known as the Knight of Lights. After establishing his kingdom, he recruited soldiers who successfully beat back several waves of invading savages. He was known for generations as the Invincible General. In that country, daily life was free of worry. However, the country was tightly controlled and lacked a sense of democracy. For that reason, a number of people left the country, but the country continued to grow. After the test, many men of power who had heard of Alex's superior swordsmanship came and paid tribute to him. It is said he never fought a war that ran counter to his convictions. He was distraught for many days because of his shattered dream to become king. But he was consoled by a warm-hearted girl who worked at an orphanage. Later, they married and devoted their lives to the welfare of the orphanage. Had civilization developed too rapidly? Strange crops grew and flowers bloomed out of season. An eerie phenomena started to appear in the world. What fate laid ahead for the people? No one knew the answer. After the test, he could never forget the feeling at the moment he took an enemy's life. It became a vivid image that drove him to slaughter, the blood never having a chance to dry on the blade. During his test, he learned that life was so short and transient. He turned down the Celestials' offer and lived in seclusion. It is said that his hideaway was in a remote valley and that he never appeared in public. The lakes and wells dried up, not even leaving a single drop of water. He grabbed at the earth, but only sand poured through his fingers. Suddenly, the land became twisted and distorted, and everything that had shape on earth disappeared. No one knew whether it was his fault or the will of the god. Afterward, only a desolate wasteland filled with an eerie silence, remained. He became a celestial as he had wished. His body was made one with the sky, and he now watches over the lives of the people and exercises his benevolent power. He became king of the daytime sky. His light poured over everything on the earth and endowed it with courage and hope. He became king of the night sky, gently embracing everything with his wings of serenity, and giving peace of mind to all the people. He failed to become king, yet was endowed with an immortal life and completed his mission as a priest. He became a priest who transmitted the words of the celestials to the people, who greatly trusted and respected him. Later, he became a saint. The country he founded became a peaceful, civilized nation where majestic white towers reached high into the beautiful sky and flourished forever. He decided to use his extraordinary military skills to serve the Celestials. People respectfully called him Knight of the Celestial God, as he rode a white Pegasus across the sky. He chose to live his life among the people, rather than living as king. He led the people as an ideal ruler, promoting both the arts and the military, as he dedicated himself to developing the country. Some considered this peaceful country to be culturally backwards, yet it was loved by its people. After the test, he fell in love with a beautiful girl. He married her, took over her father's throne, and ruled all the knights of the kingdom. He became a superior swordsman, second to none. However, he loathed to kill and gave up his swordsmanship. His fame was handed down from generation to generation as the master who shed no blood. In this country, money and power were the only law. Love and morals had no meaning. The celestials were forgotten, and the people were suspicious of each other, and spent every day in fear. No one talks about what has happened to this country since that time. He was obsessed with the sparkling of the crystals he saw in his test, and looked for them everywhere in this world. He even began to take other people's property. His fortress was called Castle of the Dark Forces, and it terrified the people. His mind was worn out from the test, and he sought peace of mind as an ordinary man. It is said that he never talked about his various experiences in his simple but happy life. That country was once considered a paradise. However, the people started to lose themselves in pleasure, and meanwhile, the wheel of fortune spun toward Judgment Day. How did this happen? No one knows for sure. However, it seems that the Creator decided to wipe the slate clean and build a new world again.